feature of Indian films that is extremely rare to find is when creators push boundaries in reference to the kind of content they offer to audiences. Be it gruesome action or explicit scenes with respect to showing ample skin on the big screen, there are very few directors who go leaps and bounds being clearly determined to show what they truly intended. Sadly, however, with the existence of the censor board and the complex sensitivity and morals of the Indian audience, such moments from films never get showcased on the big screen, and discussing scenes which were too risque for theatres, here is Tried&Refused Productions, with 8 Indian movie moments that were way too explicit for theatres. Miss Lovely. Another film that many people don't talk about in the film forums is the 2012 movie Miss Lovely, directed by Ashim Ahluwalia. Starring Nawazuddin Siddiqui and Niharika Singh, the film focused on the C-grade film industry which produced and directed sleazy horror films in the 80s. The destructive dynamic between two brothers and the obsession that the younger brother has on a mysterious woman that leads to his ultimate downfall. By just discussing the premise, there is no doubt that the film went through several problems with the censor board, instructing for 157 cuts when it was first introduced. A battle which carried on for a year, ultimately leading to only a few cuts, to the surprise and pleasure of the director. Unfreedom. A film that many people didn't even know existed was the 2015 film Unfreedom, written, directed and produced by Raj Amit Kumar. A movie with stars actors like Victor Banerjee, Adil Hussain and Preeti Gupta focused on two kidnappings with separate motives but similar outcomes. A fundamentalist Muslim and the environment he is subjected to in the United States, and the misguided influence and propaganda, and a closeted lesbian in New Delhi who comes out to her father but to no avail, and experiences disgusting and vile abuse. Gruesome, raw and quite intense, the film did not get certification from the censor board to release in India due to its premise and explicit nature of the film, with references to its violence and sexual nature. This was the time of Pahlaj Nailani, however. Maybe things would be different now. Dil Ki Kahaani. Adapted from the 2011 South Korean film Always, the film directed by Deepak Tijori and starring Randeep Hooda and Kajal Agarwal is a touching love story that takes you through several ups and downs through its development. From troubled past, physical disabilities, development of trust and the idea of manifestation and fate, the movie had its fans and critics as well. A sad reality of the film is that even such a pure cookie-cutter romantic film also had to go through the absurdity of the censor board. From deleting dialogue such as Saleh, Harami and Bastard to reducing the kissing scene by 50%. What is morally correct or wrong is something we will never understand from the censor board. Saheb, Biwi or Gangster. One of the most underrated thrillers in Hindi cinema in the last 10 years was the 2011 Jimmy Shergill, Randeep Hooda and Mahi Gill starrer Saheb, Biwi or Gangster, directed by Tigmanshu Dhulia. A movie which focuses on a royal family, a disgruntled king and queen, one currently having an affair and not giving his wife enough attention, and the other one who has an affair with a planted driver, leading to absolute pandemonium in the royal household. This film also went through several cuts with the censor board, especially with respect to the steamy scenes between Mahi Gill and Randeep Hooda. Instructions to tone down and reduce the scenes seems to be the censor board's forte. Fire. The film, loosely based on Ishmat Chughta's 1942 story Lihaf or The Quilt, it was one of the first mainstream Bollywood films to explicitly show homosexual relations. The film, directed by Deepa Mehta, is one of the most intriguing, dark but relevant and important stories showcased in India. It presented to us the frustration, complexity of emotions and identifying and expressing one's sexuality without any inhibitions. However, in 1996, showcasing incestual on one hand but homosexual relations was completely against the grain and hugely protested, which led to the film's ban all over India. A gem such as this not getting a theatrical release was truly our loss as viewers. Rang Rasya, an Indian drama film directed by Ketan Mehta and starring Randeep Hooda and Nandana Sen in lead roles, is a movie that is based on the life of the famous 19th century painter Raja Ravi Verma. Known for his acclaimed European technique and extremely interesting personal life and mind frame, the movie focused on the tumultuous backdrop in which he worked and the various sources from which he garnered his influence. Due to the controversial premise and the nudity and steamy scenes in the film, the movie took close to 6 years to reach the theatres, keeping in mind its bold content. With several passionate and esoterically shot scenes being cut from the final edit of the film, the censor board definitely took a long time to digest the story and premise of the movie. Angry Indian Goddesses. One movie which was absolutely a breath of fresh air was was the 2015 all-girl starrer Angry Indian Goddesses. Before anyone was proudly marketing their film as an all-girls cast and a progressive premise, this film, directed by Pan Nalin, did so and executed the ultimate film really well. With some great performances and showcasing a story of friends from all walks of life, the movie was organic, real, and a genuine portrayal of women in the upper middle class section of society. However, the movie obviously came under the radar of the censor board, which ordered 16 cuts in the film, including images of goddess Kali getting blurred, not even imagery which hinted at sexual innuendos. Yeah, that sounds too controversial, right? Parched. A movie that many people don't give its deserved credit to is the Leena Yadav directed film Parched. Starring stellar actors like Tanisha Chatterjee and Radhika Apte, the movie showcases some brilliant performances and focuses on aspects that our society is still plagued by today. Shedding light unapologetically on aspects such as dowry, marital rape, and physical and mental abuse, the movie is definitely one of its kind, and surprisingly, the censor board let a bare breast scene to remain in the film by simply blurring it on screen, something completely unheard of, but cut scenes of young boys in the village abusing. The inconsistency of the censor board is something we will never understand. And that was the list, guys. Write it down in the comments below if you have some video ideas for our channel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.